don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Saw content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil.
Well, again, this man continues to let me live in his head rent-free. It's been many weeks after our debate and he still cannot continue to keep his mouth shut. Now, in his previous live stream, he actually was very good. He never brought me up a single time. And then in this live stream, someone earlier brought me up asking who I was, and he was like, oh, we're not going to talk about that here. Here's the link. Go watch the debate, which that was the best thing to do. And then eventually someone asked him, hey, will you debate any more people? And he couldn't help himself. He wasn't even provoked to bring me up, and he still brought me up. So let's get into this reaction.
Hey, what's up, V? Welcome. Any more live debates in the future? Not against morons, no. If I do a live debate, it's going to be against somebody who is not a complete idiot.
Personally, I don't think anybody wants to debate you, so I don't think you have to worry about that.
But what I realize right now is that there's a lot of people that are just grifting and just trying to clout chase off my name, or just trying to use the Switch 2 to propel them to make money.
Well, number one, nobody's trying to grift off of your name. You are not that important. I don't understand why that you think that you're like this top tier person who someone's going to get all this clout for him. That's not how that works. You are not very important. If I was such a huge clout chaser like you like to claim, I would be sitting here doing comment on Woods or Austin John Plays, which I have done on Austin John Plays, but I would be doing content on much bigger people than you. You know how many people have requested me to react to RGT, whatever, however you say his channel's name, but I've never really seen why. He doesn't really scream fanboyism to me. So if I was really clout chasing, I would sit here and pick people that are more bigger than you will ever be. And you're going to sit here and complain that people are using the Switch 2 to try to make money? That's what you do with Nintendo. For the longest time, you were generally sticking to RPG, whether it was on the Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, it didn't matter. That's what you generally were doing, were RPGs, JRPG type stuff. Then you realized how much easier it was just to do Nintendo news. So you saw it was working for other people, and then you jumped on that bandwagon. Don't sit here and act like you don't use things to make money.
There's a lot of frauds.
Yeah, like you, when it comes to being factual and logical, like you like to sit there and say, because if that was true, you would have done that in the debate.
Too many frauds, and a lot of them are just trying to use people that are, you know, better than them in every single way.
If that was true and I was just using people like that, I would be strictly making content on Nintendo Prime, or I would strictly make it on Switchforce, RGBT. If that's how I pronounce his name, I probably mispronounced it. Even Harmon Smith, for crying out loud, is better than you.
To try to springboard themselves up the YouTube ladder.
Oh, are you just a little jealous on how quickly some of us have grown compared to you? It took you 11 years to get to where you're at, and we're probably going to get further than you did.
So I'm not going to debate complete idiots, like remedial idiots anymore. Like that, I've already...
Stop acting like people want to actually debate you. Nobody is lining up to debate you.
I did 2 of them. I think, was it earlier this year? I debated that one renowned idiot.
Well, this is probably why not too many people want to either debate you or collab with you, because when you collab with somebody, because a debate, all it is a collaboration, but it's a different type of collaboration. But if you want to continue that stuff on to grow, because that's how you grow, very few people actually grow on their own. They generally are going to have to collab with people or need some type of help to get them to that level. And if he was smarter, he would not be always talking crap about people who he's debated or collabed with in the past like he is now, because that makes it going forward nobody's going to want to. So just keep running your mouth. You're just hurting yourself in the long run.
He's a complete moron. He called Forspoken woke and didn't even play, had no idea what it was, just because there was a black lady in the game.
I wouldn't really call Forspoken woke, but I would say it wasn't a very good game. It was kind of boring.
And then he tried to damage control and act like he didn't do that just because the lady was black.
I never saw this debate, so I can't really give an opinion.
And that's what he called it, woke, because the lady was black, not because there was anything in the game. So, like,
I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but you do always have to take what Player Essence says with a grain of salt.
I'm not going to debate people like that anymore. Like, morons like that, no.
Oh, yes, you will. If someone says something that you don't like and you want to sit here and just completely crush them because you don't like them, yes, you will debate those people. Stop lying.
Like I said, I just did a debate with that weirdo robot. This guy's telling me that I'm brainwashing people. He doesn't even know the definition of brainwashing.
You know, you can say daddy's name. It's okay. My name is the Angry Vigilante. Put some respect on that name. And yeah, I didn't know what the definition of brainwashing was. I completely admitted that. I have no shame that I was wrong. Unlike you, you're the one that can't ever admit that you were wrong. At least I don't make up a brand new definition of a word to fit my narrative to play a victim like you.
Has no idea about sales numbers. Has no idea about anything.
Neither do you. And look at what you're trying to do. Now, I believe what he's trying to do is rewrite history again, because we didn't even really talk about sales numbers. The only thing we talked about was why Japan got such a cheaper console than everywhere else. So what does that have to do with sales numbers like you're trying to claim it does?
Agrees with so much different stuff, but just wants to complain.
No, I don't want to just complain. I'm trying to stand up for the consumer. I want to stand up for actual Nintendo fans, something that you don't want to do. Because one thing I've come to realize, I've noticed that quite a few of my subscribers, don't like Nintendo, but I do have quite a few subscribers who do like Nintendo, and I think that maybe they look at me as like a voice because I'm not afraid to speak out against the Nintendo community, and maybe some people are. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments, guys. If any of my subscribers love Nintendo, if that's true, let me know. And he says like, oh, well, he agrees with stuff. I think what he's actually trying to say is, this is me speculating, but I think what he's trying to say is that, I love Nintendo, obviously, and I think in his mind, he doesn't understand how can someone who loves Nintendo is willing to speak out against Nintendo the way I do. It's called being a real fan.
His audience tells him what to do.
No, I do what I want to do, Player Essence, but when my fans do request for me to react to something, I generally will, as long as it falls under that it is being anti-consumer. They're a fanboy and they have to be anti-consumer. That's where I sit here and react to stuff, and unfortunately, you fell into that one. And I will also do a video if they bring me up in a negative way and are spreading misinformation, then I will sit here and do that, just like with what you're doing. So you can sit there and try to shame me like, oh, he does what his audience wants. That's how you grow. Maybe you would have grown a lot faster. Maybe you would be at the level of a Switch Force, at an RGBT or whatever or at what Woods from Beat 'em Ups is, Austin John Plays. Maybe you would be at that level if you were actually a lot better of a human being. But since you're a piece of shit, this is where you land.
He just cries like a bitch about everything. Like, I'm not debating complete morons anymore, man. Like, I'm not.
Since that debate, you're the one that's been whining and crying and acting like a sassy bitch ever since then. It's been 4 weeks, my guy. Get the hell over it already.
I'm done. Like, I've had enough. These people are legitimately remedial, and they have mental illnesses. So I'm not going to be debating these people,
To my knowledge, nobody is begging you to debate them. For some reason, after our debate, I actually have been getting quite a few people requesting me to debate them or do certain collabs. I wonder if anybody has requested for you to collab or requested for you to debate. I'm actually interested in that. I don't think you'll ever show it if it's true or not, but I don't think anybody is. Why would they want to? You're nothing but a lowlife.
They make me feel like more dumb. Like, I felt literally dumber after talking to these people.
I doubt you felt more dumb. You just probably finally understood how dumb you really are.
Because they're so freaking stupid.
Yeah, I'm so stupid that you couldn't even disprove anything I said. When it came to our debate, you couldn't even stand on your own. At least I stood on my own. I didn't need help from other people. Yes, I will admit that Prime did cook me with the facts, but you needed Prime to sit here and use those facts. You are nothing but a leech.
So I just don't feel like doing it. I'd rather talk to you guys. You guys are like 10 times more intelligent.
What, than you? Probably. Your audience probably is 10 times more intelligent than you are.
Like, you got literally, like, I actually learn from sitting here and talking to my audience. You guys teach me things. You guys are so much more intelligent and better.
Too bad you don't ever retain any of it.
I am not wasting my time talking to complete idiots. I will only debate people that actually know what the hell they're talking about, not weirdos. So somebody like...
Too bad none of them are going to actually want to debate you, because you showed everybody. If anybody watches that debate all the way through, you showed them you didn't know what you were talking about. You claim you're a news, fact-based YouTube channel, but you don't retain any of the information that you spit out.
If Prime wants to debate me on something, I'll debate Prime because he's cooked me a few times.
Yes, he has actually. I've watched 2 debates that he's had with you, and I thought he cooked you both times. Come back, Primey. We want the old Prime back.
You know, and he knows what he's talking about. He's not a freaking idiot.
Yes, because unlike you, he actually does proper research. He actually retains the information when he makes a video.
You know, I'll debate people that actually know what they're talking about, but I'm not debating complete morons anymore.
Oh yes, you will. You only want to debate people when you actually think you're right. So when it comes to somebody who's actually smarter than you and knows their stuff, you're not going to want to debate them. That's why you haven't been in too many debates as of late. If you go back on YouTube, you'll see a bunch of debates from like 5+ years ago with him involved. Lately, he has not been in too many of them. Stop acting like all these people who are so influential actually want to debate you.
That are just looking to clout chase, that looking to come up, you know, on YouTube. That's what happened.
Stop projecting who you are onto other people. And again, people aren't lining up to debate you. Get over it.
Yeah, I'm not, because like I said, those people that are just using, you know, they want to just use your name to come up, like, oh, he's got 100K.
And I've reacted to people with less than 500 subscribers. I've reacted to people with less than 1,000. What does that have to do with anything? Just because you have 100,000. I've reacted to somebody who has almost 2 million subscribers. So you are just full of it.
You know, let's use him to try to come up.
Yeah, no one's using you, my guy. And there's another thing here. He loves to sit there and say, oh, I'm not going to debate any more people who are morons. If you remember correctly, he believed that I was low IQ before the debate. He said that the first reason why he said that he chose to debate me was because he wanted to prove that I was low IQ. So let's just say I was. You knew that before we went into that debate. So why did you sit there, go against like, oh, I don't debate people who are morons. Why did you choose to debate me then? Oh, was it because you're full of shit?
And then I debate them and they have no idea what they're talking about.
And you did? Me and you were literally going around in circles. Unlike you, I actually remember that debate. We would have never made it past the $80 price point if it wasn't for Prime. Prime had to keep moving us along because me and you were literally going around in circles over and over again. And when we would try to move on, you would always try to circle us back to what we were arguing before. So what are you talking about?
Complete idiots. You know what I'm saying? Like complete idiots. So I'm good.
My guy, again, stop acting like people want to actually debate you already. And if you truly enjoy this content, why don't you think about becoming a member? It's only $1 a month. You get special kind of badges, you get special kind of emotes, and at the end of all my videos, I will sit here and shout out all my members until it becomes too long, and then it'll be turned into a credit roll. So that's going to be it for my reaction. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with me or not. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay vigilant.
You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hot and salty tears.